Hey there, welcome back to Wealth for You. If you've ever dreamed of breaking free from the daily grind and designing a life on your own terms, you're in the right place. Today we're diving deep into the FIRE movement, financial independence, retire early, which is sparking hope and transforming lives around the world, including right here in Singapore. But before you dive headfirst, let's talk about the challenges and truths you'll encounter along the way. Trust me, you'll want to stay till the end for the full picture. So make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to help the YouTube algorithm share this video with more people who need to hear this message. So, what exactly is FIRE, and why should you care? At its core, the FIRE movement is about building enough financial independence to retire early, or simply have the freedom to choose your work. For many, it's a lifeline from the exhaustion of long commutes, stressful jobs, and the cycle of living paycheck to paycheck. FIRE begins with a commitment to high savings rates and strategic frugality, aiming to amass a portfolio that covers your expenses, allowing you to live life without waiting for the traditional retirement age. But let's get real. Achieving FIRE isn't without its challenges. It involves sacrifices, emotional hurdles, and moments of doubt. In today's video, we'll share stories of people like Aaron from Singapore, who learned to balance saving with living, and Mia from Australia, who overcame deep-seated financial fears. By hearing these real-life lessons, you'll see why, despite the trade-offs, pursuing FIRE can lead to a richer, more balanced life, not just financially, but emotionally and socially too. Stick with us, because each story holds valuable insights that could make your journey smoother. And remember, financial freedom isn't just about the end goal. It's about creating a life you don't need to escape from. Ready to dive in? Let's get started. Chapter 1. Sacrifice and Balance. The journey toward FIRE often comes with substantial lifestyle sacrifices. Many committed to this path save at aggressive rates, 50%, 60%, sometimes even 70% of their income, often feeling as if they must choose between financial security and the simple pleasures of life. Take Aaron, for example, a tech enthusiast from Singapore who reached financial independence by the age of 45. His story is inspiring. Meticulous saving, strategic investing, and relentless discipline led him to freedom at a relatively young age. But there's another side to Aaron's success. He admits missing countless family gatherings, dinners with friends, and spontaneous weekend trips, all in the name of frugality. However, he eventually realized that while saving aggressively was key to his success, the journey had left him feeling disconnected and worn out. To overcome this, he decided to integrate moments of joy into his life without compromising his financial goals. He created a budget that allowed for occasional get-togethers and experiences that brought him happiness, like short vacations or tech meetups. This balance not only revitalized his motivation, but reminded him why he pursued FIRE in the first place, to enjoy life on his terms. So, how do you find the right balance between securing your financial future and enjoying the present? What would you be willing to sacrifice to achieve your financial goals? And where would you draw the line to ensure you're still living your life today? Share your thoughts below. Let's see where your balance lies. Chapter 2. Emotional Triggers and Money Drama. Emotional triggers and money trauma can pose significant obstacles on the path to FIRE. These deep-seated emotions often trace back to childhood experiences or family beliefs around money, complicating decision-making and disrupting financial progress if left unchecked. Consider Mia from Australia, who grew up in a household where money was always tight, sparking anxiety every time she spent on herself. As she pursued FIRE, this unresolved fear led her to extreme frugality, which strained her relationships and quality of life. It wasn't until she started journaling her spending habits and speaking to a financial therapist that she learned to overcome these emotional triggers and find healthier money boundaries. Now, think about your journey. What past experiences around money still influence your choices today, and how have you worked to overcome them? Share your insights below. Chapter 3. Relation Strain. Pursuing FIRE can test relationships, especially when partners have different attitudes towards spending and saving. While shared financial goals are vital, extreme frugality can sometimes lead to emotional distance and tension. Take Lisa and Ken from the UK, for example. They both wanted to achieve FIRE, but their approaches couldn't have been more different. Lisa was ready to slash expenses to the bone, while Ken found it hard to give up little comforts like their weekly date nights. The initial strains started impacting their relationship, leading to frequent disagreements and feelings of resentment. So, how did they overcome it? Lisa and Ken realized the importance of open communication and compromise. They sat down and reviewed their budget together, agreeing to cut back on less meaningful expenses while keeping a few shared indulgences that brought them joy. This shift kept their plan on track and helped maintain a sense of balance and intimacy. So how do you and your partner or close friends handle financial differences, and what strategies help you stay united toward common goals? Share your thoughts below. Chapter 4. Identity and Societal Expectations. The journey to financial independence often intersects with identity and societal pressures. Many men may feel their worth is tied to being the financial provider, while women can face expectations that limit open discussions about finances or pursuing ambitious goals like FIRE, creating an emotional struggle that can be isolating. Priya, a marketing professional in the US who decided to pursue FIRE despite societal norms, suggesting that women should prioritize stability over bold financial moves. Initially, she struggled with doubt and subtle criticism from her circle, who questioned her choice to invest aggressively instead of saving conservatively. Over time, she built a community of like-minded women and found inspiration in mentors who broke similar barriers. This support gave her the confidence to challenge expectations, openly discuss finances, and map out her own path to independence. FIRE is not about fitting into predefined roles. It's about reclaiming control over your life, regardless of societal labels or expectations. Now, here's a question for you. Have societal expectations ever influenced your approach to financial independence, and how did you push past them? Share your story below. Chapter 5. Frugality and Lost Joy. Extreme frugality, while beneficial for rapid savings, can sometimes drain life of its joy. Critics often point out that pursuing a secure future shouldn't come at the expense of present happiness and shared experiences. The risk? A life so focused on saving that it leaves little room for fulfillment. Take Max from Sydney, for example. After a few years of relentless saving, skipping social outings, and avoiding any spending deemed non-essential, he started to feel disconnected from his friends and family. Realizing that his relationships were suffering, Max took a step back to reassess. He decided to allocate a portion of his budget to meaningful experiences, occasional dinners out, short trips, and celebrating milestones with loved ones. This change didn't derail his financial goals. In fact, it rejuvenated his motivation and added richness to his journey towards FIRE. Max's story is a reminder that while financial independence is important, so is living a life that you don't need to postpone happiness for. Have you ever felt that pursuing financial goals caused you to miss out on experiences? How did you balance saving for the future with living in the moment? Share your thoughts below. Chapter 6. Time Sacrifice. One of the hidden costs of FIRE? Time with loved ones. For many on the FIRE path, the intense focus on savings can mean skipping vacations, missing family events, or even putting off starting a family altogether. Let's remember, time is irreplaceable. Financial independence should open up time, not take it away. Take, for example, Anna and Mark, a couple from Singapore. They were so driven to retire early that they spent years juggling 2 jobs each and saving over 60% of their combined income. Vacations were off the table, dinners with friends became rare, and they even missed a few important family milestones. But everything changed when Mark's father fell ill, and the couple realized they couldn't get those lost moments back. They shifted their approach. Mark transitioned to a less demanding role that allowed him more time with family, and they reevaluated their FIRE timeline to strike a better balance between saving and living in the moment. So, here's the real question. Would you be willing to adjust your timeline for financial independence if it meant cherishing more moments with the people who matter most? Chapter 7. Constant Need for Justification. And here's a funny thing. The more sacrifices people make, the more they feel the need to justify their choices. Constantly explaining to others why you're skipping the luxuries can get exhausting. FIRE is a personal journey, and it's important to tune out the critics. This path is about your future. You don't need anyone else's approval. Take John from UK, for example. He decided to live frugally to retire by 40, which meant swapping restaurant outings for home-cooked meals and opting for a second-hand car instead of a flashy new one. Friends would often question his choices, jokingly asking if he was too cheap to have fun. At first, he felt pressured to explain every decision, but it only drained him emotionally. One day, an older coworker shared a tip: live your plan, not their opinions. Inspired, he started using a simple phrase: he is investing in his future, and stopped over-explaining. Eventually, the comments slowed, and he felt more confident staying true to his path without needing approval. So, here's a thought for you. If you didn't feel the need to justify your financial choices to anyone, how much freer would you feel on your FIRE journey? Chapter 8. Children and FIRE. Now, a common question. How does FIRE work with kids? It's tough. Achieving FIRE with a family means balancing long-term financial goals with meeting your children's current needs and creating memorable experiences. Take May and James, a young couple from the US with 2 little ones. They initially followed a strict budget, but soon realized that while saving for early retirement was important, so was nurturing their family life. They adjusted their approach by creating a flexible fund for family outings and special activities. This allowed them to enjoy moments with their kids without compromising their overall financial goals. Their advice? Embrace the mindset that FIRE is not just a number. It's a journey that includes living a balanced life. They found joy in simple activities, like weekend picnics and homemade movie nights, proving that quality time doesn't always mean spending big. So parents, here's something to think about. How would your approach to FIRE change if you made space for family memories along the way? Chapter 9. Finally, let's talk about mindset. FIRE can be a lonely road if you're too focused on the numbers and forget to enjoy the journey. Financial independence should empower you, not isolate you. It's about finding balance, staying present, and crafting a future you're excited about. Consider Sarah from Vancouver, Canada. She embarked on her FIRE journey with full force, cutting out all non-essential expenses and spending most of her free time side hustling and calculating her finances. But soon, she realized she was feeling increasingly isolated. Friends stopped inviting her out, assuming she'd say no, and she found herself missing out on key life moments. Determined to shift her approach, Sarah joined a local financial independence meetup group where she met others on similar paths. Connecting with them brought a sense of camaraderie and allowed her to share tips and experiences. She also set a rule: once a month she would spend time with friends without worrying about the cost, seeing it as an investment in her happiness. This change kept her motivated and grounded, proving that financial goals and a fulfilling life can coexist. So how would your FIRE journey change if you focused on building community and joy along the way? Conclusion. So, is FIRE worth it? Absolutely, if you find a balance that works for you. FIRE is more than a financial strategy. It's a path to reclaiming control over your time, energy, and life choices. It's about choosing freedom, not just from work, but from the anxiety of never having enough. Whether you decide to go all in with full fire or take a more flexible approach like barista fire, remember, the true reward lies in the journey itself. Every step towards financial independence gives you more choices and less stress, allowing you to design a life that's fulfilling both now and in the future. If today's video inspired or helped you in any way, please hit that like button and subscribe. It not only supports the channel, but helps spread the message so more people can embark on their own path to financial independence. Stay connected for more tips and insights on living life to the fullest while securing your financial future. Thanks for watching, and here's to building a life where freedom and joy go hand in hand.